Okay, greeting developers and communities. Welcome to the Neo Hackathon. We hope that you are all as excited as we are. And Audrey, it's good to be here. It's going to be a great show. We're going to have a lot of great projects to share. It's only the beginning because this space is growing up so quickly. And the innovation we have seen in this hackathon, the depth we have seen in this hackathon is amazing. So on that note, a very, very big welcome to everyone who's watching and all of you guys who are going to present. Please join when we announce you. So you can have some background story, details of your project, and some other context for the judges. And today's agenda is as following. Each project team is going to get 50 minutes to present what they have built. And the rest of time, we will have Q&A section. Today, we have 3 projects at Neo-Effisend, SUPERSON Solution, and the SOMNIUMWAVE. Let's start from SUPERSON Solution team. Okay.
Okay, then let me just share my screen because you might need it. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Can everybody see me?
Yes.
Okay, then. So as many of you might know, my clock used to tick with double speed. So I will go straight to the presentation. My name is SUPERSON, head of SUPERSON Solution. And those of you who are actually familiar with my video might have a feeling that this is nothing but actually kind of get, at least in this stage, decent demonstration. Yet I decided to use my 15 minutes to give you additional or extended view or certain areas of my design. Yeah, no need to go through one by one through agenda points. I would rather jump to this slide and start with one big thank you. And I know this kind of slide is usually at the end of a presentation, but I want to tell you that in the world where we are thinking of a Bitcoin have a value, or maybe funny monkey have a value, or bar of gold have a value, I believe that this old-fashioned token of gratitude holds the most of a value. And I want to give it right now to everybody who's watching this and everybody who's actually part of a new community. I just want you to know that the fact that today I can talk to you and share my idea makes me already feel like a winner. But with that being said, I want to just quickly refer to the video I've created for you. For those who didn't see, I want to encourage you to do it. And not because I'm a YouTuber, because I'm not counting here on the views, likes, or subscriptions. But I decided to record the video because I believe this is the very best way to let you jump inside of my head and find out what's actually are the fundamentals of my idea. Just follow my steps and actually know what is driving me to make my dreams come true. Yeah? With that being said, I want you to know that inside of a SUPERSON solution, we've been considering many of different ideas, and you need to know so you get the full scope, full overview. Yeah. Did you ever try, when it comes to NFTs, did you ever try this kind of slither game? I'm pretty sure many of you actually did. And me as a developer or head of organization, whoever you want, I've been wondering so many times, is this actually possible to replace those donuts and ice creams and candies with cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum? Think about it. If we just give an advertisement that this lady can play the game for whole day long and earn $100 per day, find her crazy way, click here, the world would explode. That would be something super duper nice. Or how about this Coin Masters? Maybe you've heard about it. It is super popular in my country in those days. Actually, people are spending their whole day clicking on this red spin button. They're spending the money for this. They're spending time for it to get actually the piece of PNG. No value at all in it, and still they're willing to pay their time and money. So how about we replace those funny pigs or hammers with actual NFT? You can conquer somebody's village and you actually took his tokens and you can trade those tokens, you can share those tokens. Incredible potential. Isn't this a good idea? When it comes to metaverse, we've been working on it for so long in my team, and we've created something what we call central finite curve. It is like Wink for Rick and Morty fans, but we believe that we can create a virtual country which will be indistinguished from actual countries. How crazy is that? I wish I have more time to talk about it. Or Salvador, real world, very welcome. Since Bitcoin is legal there, we believe that we can actually create a platform like eBay or Alibaba, where you can click buy now and you can actually become a legal owner of a real estate in Salvador. isn't that perfect? Think about the potential of this idea. Or maybe you're greedy, like I am. I'm just kidding. But think about the casino, open 24/7, everybody welcome, decentralized money flow. Isn't this rock and roll? Of course it would be. But all of those ideas are leading to the two questions. The very first, why not competitors are interested? And let me quickly tell you, they are really interested. They're extremely interested in everything what I said. The only thing is they choose the platform which is totally incapable of holding their products. And I want to leave the name of the products unspoken, but stick with a poker table. Amount of transactions per second you need to compute, and amount of a fee you need to pay right now on competitors' blockchains. I would rather leave it unspoken. We working on N3, so technically this is absolutely possible. So green light. So Casper, why you are not doing this? And there is a very good answer for that. It is simply because I have another idea, which is the details which I'm going to give you just right now, which I think find a way higher priority than anything else. And maybe some of you will not agree with me on certain aspects of my idea. I got it. But yet you need to agree with me that this is supposed to be absolute priority when it comes to development. Before I record the video, I never even think about it that way. But thanks to it, I've got many of the feedback from community, and many of you, thank you very, very much for that. And somebody helped me to realize that it's actually very similar to the Revolut. A great opportunity for a case study. So Revolut, just in a nutshell, is just a well-licensed entity designed to solve one reason and one alone, one problem and one alone, which is how to reduce the fees and the forex fees when exchanging the currencies from one to another, especially when we are traveling. Well-addressed problem, very good execution, good license, everything is in their own place. Just two creators, two crazy people aim to the right direction and I achieved what is absolutely incredible, which I don't even dare to repeat, but maybe just a fraction of their success. I'm pretty sure that the Neo community is familiar with Matrix movie. That would be funny if they're not. And there is this Matrix 4, which actually I don't think it was that good, but there was one nice quote, which is limits are the domain of limited. And I really think it's like that. The Revolut and the creators, just two crazy people, wouldn't feel limited, and neither do I. What Revolut at the time of a creation, back in 2016, didn't have was this actually recognition of environment. They aim into Great Britain, and that's fine. I don't want to spend that much time of them. But we right now live in a way different world. We see the military conflict, especially in the Europe right now, in many different places, but for obvious reasons, I'm referring right now to the Ukraine and this big wall, which is going to be settled somewhere in the middle of the Europe. And I'm especially talking about this financial wall between East and West. And I think that's giving us an opportunity to dig a hole and establish some kind of channel to deliver flow of a capital, borderless forex, let me call it like that. So why Russia? Many people asking me about it. There is a variety of reasons. First of all, we see that I use this in my video, this chessboard. On the East, there are the powers who are actually playing together. And if somebody asking me, I think the Russia is simply easiest to get the proper license. You need just to pay, and it's like it's relatively easy, at least in my opinion. This is questionable which country. I'm telling you, many things here is questionable. What I'm sharing with you right now is just a general idea. Yeah? So it's true that it's relatively easy. And in comparison, for example, to China, which already holds the digital yuan in very advanced stage, it's like, I want to just shout out now to John Wang. Thank you very much, sir, for all the support you gave me. And you told me once that no chance to get this license in China. Yet, we can't get this license in any other country because China will not prevent their citizens to invest abroad. Isn't this perfect opportunity? And then if you're asking me on the East, which country I would choose, it's Russia beyond any doubt. Absolutely, yeah. It is also the whole East in general also is way ahead in creation of CBDCs. And I think that's supposed to give you already the idea, yeah. So let's call it like the idea is about establishing those entities on East and West. First of all, on the East, I want to make it clear. So we have a tunnel to deliver capital flow in borderless way through decentralized forex, yeah. And I leave here a question, what's the benefits for Neo? There's no Q&A time, so I will leave it unspoken because I'm pretty sure that all of you already have a feeling what kind of great benefits it can bring to the infrastructure or the platform itself, yeah? There is something what I'm calling banking rediscovery. Revolut used to be called game changer and competitor to the banks. We can be as well. What is so different and unique about SUPERSON Solution? It is this, that we are aiming into the very fundamentals of banking and upcoming CBDCs. Because they are not here, we still have a chance to be one step ahead. And where the areas for what we actually rediscover is this: there is no physical branches needed like the Revolt have. That's great. There is something what I call free times 100%. So we have 100% circulation control and remarkable opportunity for deposit security. I told you this, like first time in history we have guaranteed that amount of this what is in the circulation is the same what we have in the deposit, and we know exactly what it is in the deposit. We cannot hide it since this is on the CBDC. 100% fiscal transparency and a speed of a capital flow with a native speed of a network. And yet again, I don't know if this is good or bad, that there are authorities to tell us what have a value. This is a difficult dilemma, but I'm telling you that this is calling out for all Neo community to make their move and set up as a leader to deliver bridge or the highway on which the CBDCs will flow with a native speed of underlying network. Oh, I can talk about it more and more. There's just more time for this. What you don't know yet, and this is, you deserve to know that there is actually a lot of people who support me on this one. And there's like many people whose face is supposed to be here, especially my Python developer. I'm sorry, Max, that I didn't put your face here, but it's too late to edit my slide. What I just want to tell you in here, that people behind me, I'm consulting with, they're great enthusiasts. And actually, they're real people. Like I want to encourage you to just go on the LinkedIn, try some faces. They all will gladly help you and consult with you when it comes to details of my idea. Especially Mr. Szczepaniak is a great specialist when it comes to PKI, this hashing function and everything underlying related to it. Yeah. I only wish we had more time for introduction. But then it's something was everybody super interested in, is an execution. And execution, it's super essential here, because that's something what's going to help us to distinguish this what is impossible from this what have a price tag. If this is a matter of price tag, then that's leading to the question, do we want it or not? If you actually believe this is something worth to have, something worth to aim for, then I'm telling you the solution will be for here. In the big IT, we used to say that we have a software as a service, hardware as a service, something as a service. So I divided it to actually make SUPERSON Solution come true. I need to combine 4 fundamental element forces. They're going to be the wind, air, fire, and water. And all of them together actually help us absolutely change the world of digital economy. I can guarantee you this, yeah? So you see the details on the slide. I will not just actually dig much into it, but combining those 4, we can actually provide a decent network security. I have legal department, which maybe later on I can hire full time, but for obvious reason, that's already cost me a lot of resources. So I had to outsource this, and I'm looking forward to establish further cooperation with SB. The same with application and front end and develop and all of the development. It's true that we can try to do it by our own, but I'm thinking that since we know exactly what we are trying to achieve, it is simply safer and more efficient to outsource it. Yet, I want to call out right now Roland from Flamingo and Polynetwork as well. They offer me their help when it comes to building the protocol interfaces and many things. And I believe that the support of N3 friends and family, it's absolutely crucial for success of such an advanced initiative. Then I want to just point out on the FIRE team, which is core infrastructure. This is something what I'm very confident I'm already to deliver, which is internal problem management, the marketing department, sales department. For obvious reasons, we need full Neo-Node, file storage, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So I want you to make sure that when it comes to fire, we are definitely on fire right now. Let's quickly move forward. You know, what's making me super proud already about my idea is that I see this particular slide so often on a Telegram, on a Reddit, on a Discord, and I've created this a long time ago. So let me just give you a piece of explanation what I actually mean by protocol-driven liquidity pools. I can talk about it for hours. There's definitely no time to give you decent amount of details. But in a nutshell, there is this question, which in my opinion is still unanswered. It's simply what is going on with the gas, which is produced by Neo lock-in liquidity pools. We have a pair Neo with something, you know what I mean, huh? And I'm not greedy, don't think I'm greedy. I'm just thinking about efficient way to utilize this capital. So on the left side, smart contract 1, we have a gas created by those liquidity pools. These guys can be automatically converted to the Flamingo. We have decent pool, so on the left side we have a Flamingo. It's here. On the right side, one day we can have the par between digital yuan and the flamingo, and I will not rest until this is done. This way or another, I fail or I succeed today, I will not rest until this is done. So with this kind of pool, of course, somebody, me as a part of a holder, as an organization as a holder, will get the flamingo. I want this flamingo to go back to the pool to buy back the yuan. So on the right side, as an outcome, we have digital yuan. And this combining with on the left side flamingo and this outcome on the right digital yuan can be automatically pegged to extend existing liquidity pool. In other words, I believe we can we can here, there's an opportunity to build a protocol which will step by step, like a snowball, increase our liquidity. So amount of liquidity is not only determined by those people, clients who are lured by high APY, but also it's determined by the volume we have on our network. This is just in a nutshell. Okay, there is something about this product which I wish I can demonstrate it, but I just want to ignite this spark. Once again, I want to bring the fire. Is this governance model and the licenses we need, yeah? When it comes to governance model, I told you that I create my own Snap17 token. This is already in place. Then I didn't even touch any single coin until this Polaris is concluded. But I want to tell you that I want to, of course, use it to get the funding. It's an alternative way for me to get the proper funds. But on the other hand, I'm pretty sure that it can be used to vote for major changes of a protocol. I know there is some risk related, and I can give you a separate lecture about it. No problem. But where are the benefits? Think about it. If we need to decide what's kind of fee we need to charge on each transaction, that can be subject of a vote, no problem. And actually that can be correlated by the smart contract with our platform. So whatever community decide fee supposed to be will be immediately applied for whole organization. If this is not cool, I don't know what is. So you're not only the token holder anymore, but you're actually participating as a part of a governance board. And you know that from a technical standpoint, this is very easy to achieve. When it comes to licenses, once again, I'm going to call out Revolut. They did a great job. They call out for AMI, which stands for Electronic Money Institution License. But I used to say that this is subject for discussion, and my legal department is still wondering which would be the best. But again, this is not impossible. This is a matter of discussion, which is the best to choose. And I'm telling you, this decision will be made, and we will be happy about it. We will simply fit what is best match for our needs, yeah? And how do we make money on this? Obviously, there's like, first of all, of the fees, which I've mentioned. Every single interaction with platform with digital mirrored yuan will be, there will be appropriate fee. On the other hand, liquidity pools, which we create, they're creating the flamingo. So this is another funding channel, let me call it that way, yeah? Good. I have a feeling that I lost somewhere the one slide, but I hope that by now you know that this is all about creation of a mirror assets. There was many concerns and many questions about what I'm actually trying to achieve. Casper, but you would like to use a Neo to create CBDCs for countries? Not. I believe that this is an inevitable future, and CBDCs are around the corner. And we as an N3 community, as a pioneers, it is our duty to make sure that we will be the first this time. I'm sorry to say, but I always had the feeling that we are kind of late when it comes to NFTs. Neo were there to be part in a DeFi, but way after the wave of the speculation, which many people actually counting on. And I'm not like I'm shouting for speculation, it's not. But I want to be asked to be leaders and take the place which we actually deserve as those who deliver superior technology. And please ask yourself right now, would we actually be delayed to listen that digital yuan is already in place? Or Russia is already issued to their countries digital ruble. I think that this is exactly the moment to take an advantage. And like, for example, with the Bahamas and their sand dollar, I think that we're supposed to be the first with our finger on the button, with established infrastructure, team, licenses, everything. So the first day we've heard digital yuan is there to actually be used in the production, let me use this ITIL term, in the production, in actually usage. The Neo will be there to announce, or Flamingo, that yes, we are there to offer to you exposition on digital yuan, regardless from which part of the planet you are. And trust me, this is possible. We see already this, we see already the central banks of Bahamas with the sub dollar. We can already go there and play with it, build those interfaces. Just for obvious reasons I've tried to explain previously, I'm going to go with digital ruble first and digital yuan. And I really hope that you're going to support me on this one. So let's change the world together. That was my last slide. I try to go as fast as I can. I hope I didn't exceed my 15 minutes. And I don't know if this is the time for Q&A, but if there's anything would you like to learn, I'm here for you to answer any of your questions.
Thanks for your sharing. That's really interesting. Thanks for your presentation. And let's welcome to next project team. I think Neo-Effisend.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to share the presentation. 1 second. All right. May I start? Hello?
Yes, we can hear.
Yes, all right. Greetings, my name is Luis Oliver, and I'm in charge of presenting our project for the Polaris Launchpad called Neo-Effisend. It is a Neo-based mobile app and wallet that improves cash-out processes and integrates it with Rapid to improve financial inclusion in Mexico and Latin America. Now we're going to go ahead and show you the video that we presented at the Launchpad. It is heavy on the demonstration portion, but everything that we did here is not a mock-up, it is already live. So let's go and present it.
Welcome, we are Team Effisend. Almost 4 years ago, Vitalik Buterin posted in Twitter this message. Let's ask that same question today. How many unbanked have we banked by the year 2022? Despite having made great progress on outliers like El Salvador, most of the same people that are into crypto today are already banked, elite, and educated. Now let's check the case of Mexico. Mexico is the perfect target as it is the largest issuer of remittances from the US, breaking $42 billion this year. 65% of Mexican adults do not have any type of bank account, and 83% of Mexican adults do not have access to electronic payment systems. Cash is key here. Now enter Neo. We inspected the ecosystem completely and found that the project is perfect for fast, easy, and almost fee-less transfers with a booming ecosystem and several projects in DeFi 2.0 and the NFT space. In addition to that, we know that if we decide to focus on the problem presented here, we have to do this mobile first, as 76% of the population has a cell phone and uses that primarily. Despite all the potential of Neo and its ecosystem, we found great problems with their cash-out ramps. Most of our Xbox, Uber, Google Play, and cell phone payments. Sorry, but this does not work for that unbanked population in any way. Most remittances are done through services like Western Union, where the families can get cash. We will try to solve that. Let's go to our mobile application. Everything you see from this point forward is done real time. We can see our application installed in an Android Studio emulator. The application has its registration portion and a login. To start session, we will import the demo user. Upon entering the application, we can see our fiat account. As this is done in real time, we can see the balance reflected in our Rapid backend in addition to the transaction log. Rapid is the world's largest payment processor. Now in the crypto account, run in real time on the Neo testnet, we can see by clicking on the account number our balance and transactions in the Explorer. Perhaps the most important feedback of the Planathon part of our submission was that although this is a brand new market that Neo has no exposure to, we had to show how our application will ensure the enforcement of anti-laundering laws. We will do that with a strong KYC. And at the same time, Mexico has published since 2018 strong laws to manage that, including its fintech law. Security and identity verification of the clients who use the app is paramount for us, and to thrive in this market, we need this to emulate incumbents such as Bitso. A very important part of our app is to be able to swap between fiat and crypto. This is done when coordinating transfers between Rapid and Neo. Here we can see the transfer reflected between the master accounts of the application and the customer accounts. And here is the backend of both. We can, in turn, thanks to Rapid, obtain a virtual debit card to be able to use our fiat money. Finally, the app also has the ability to make SPADE transfers, which is homologous to the SWIFT system in the US to any Mexican bank account. This is important because now everyone can cash out with easily accessible prepaid cards that you can buy at any miscellaneous store in the country. Now let's go to a live hardware demo. We can see that the application is already an APK that you can install and test on your own, having all the capabilities mentioned in the demo. Here is the application running on an Android phone. Let's do the basic thing and transfer Neo between them instantly via a QR code. You get all the basic information about that transaction and you can corroborate that everything is reflected on the blockchain. Everything is managed through the application and it is running and ready to be launched via Polaris, improving a needed ramp and thus financial inclusion. Hopefully you like the project.
All right, I'm going to follow up
Welcome.
with a little bit of the background of this application. We call actually the problem crossing the chasm. When thinking about what we are trying to solve, my team and I think of it like crossing this great chasm. If you don't have the correct tools, you might end at the bottom and stay there permanently. This application is directed at those who cannot benefit directly from cryptocurrency. It has the usual both crypto and fiat wallets, transfers between crypto and fiat, transfers between crypto accounts, and it gives a spin on the cash in, cash out portion of the equation as no other project provides it. It is very important if this application is going to benefit and bank people to be very agile and compatible with fiat, at least on the crypto, which is mass market. Most of the developed world has not even incorporated to legacy electronic system, as this slide with the statistics shows. But there are several examples across the globe where populations that didn't adopt technology were able to cross that chasm simply by getting the latest tools, or in this case, technologies. For example, in Kenya, where they went from having no landlines, no phone landlines, like absolutely nothing, to creating from mobile phones a new economic system in the M-Pesa, and from having no power to adopting solar right away. The examples are there if we seek them. Of course, for this application, we have a huge advantage, which I may mention is an unfair advantage, which is that our technological infrastructure is already there. As 76% of people in the region has already a cell phone with an internet connection. And it will keep on growing at an incredible rate, reaching 81% by 2025, 10% of the region's GDP, and integrating newer technologies such as 5G. Now, regarding the new ecosystem and this new market, the centralized finance is just beginning to gain traction, right? But it's growing rapidly and looks set for even greater expansion, especially because it is a means of making microloans available to the unbanked, and this is greatly important. The IFC, a corporation which I'm not really a fan of, but they provide great statistics, estimates that Latin America and the Caribbean small businesses have a finance gap compared to potential demand, measured at approximately 87%. While not a great panacea, there is ample evidence to suggest microloans can be valuable tools in helping reduce poverty in underdeveloped nations and emerging economies worldwide. We've already covered aspects of the project. I'm not going to go through them again, but just recapitulating. Neo-Effisend is a Neo-based mobile app and wallet that improves cash out processes and integrates it with Rapid, which is the greatest payment processor, the biggest one in the world, to improve financial inclusion in Mexico and Latin America. Rapid is used in several other businesses here in Latin America and Mexico, such as Rappi, the other one, which is RAPPI, and some others such as beer companies, etc. Here also the tail tech stack. The main services we are using are Neo blockchain, Rapid Neon.js, which is a JavaScript Neo SDK, allowing us to sign transactions for sending money and swapping between crypto and fiat. Rapid allows on our side to carry out the KYC, to use the fiat services, and also to cash out our fiat money through a virtual card or transfer. The swap is the only section where we coordinate both services to be able to exchange Neo to fiat money and vice versa. Here is the roadmap of development. Of course, depending on how we do at the Launchpad, this can be altered completely, but I'm thinking a beta at the end of the year and a possible launch or at Q1 2023. Our team is the perfect one to accomplish this task, as we have the background to carry this forward, and we have a series of partners and institutions in 2 continents that vouch for us. And we have worked with all these companies in the past 4 years, creating a strong ecosystem of partners, which included capital raise, not for this project, but more on the IoT side. In closing, we think this project is perfect for the new ecosystem to enter the region and launch when we take into consideration the regulation in this market and the incumbents such as Bitso and some others that are being able to operate while becoming unicorns, made this a great opportunity. If you want to know more, you can check this QR and the video, which is in the comment has the link for the GitHub pages and the documentation. Thank you, and I'm up for any questions you might have.
Thank you, Luis. Your project is really innovative, and welcome to next project, Sam.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. What's up, guys? So my name is Sergio, but most of you probably know me by SOMNIUMWAVE. And well, let's just jump right into it. So let me see, I'm gonna share my screen here. Okay. Are you able to see my screen? Okay, so pretty much the application that I have is Metaverse World. It's going to be open world. So basically when you come into the app, which is already live, by the way, you could just go to somniumwave.com. You come in here, you can type in your name. Eventually you're gonna be able to connect with your wallet, Neoline or O3 or any of those other ones, and then you'll be able to join the game here. So actually move this right here. Okay, better. So when you join the game, obviously you guys have already seen this level right here that I built with all of the NFTs that I released. So these right here will automatically be synced to your wallet and they'll be pulled from your wallet. So these will load depending on what NFTs you hold. You guys have already seen this in the previous video. You can also change your view by pressing V here. So you can actually, get a different view. So you guys have already seen this. Let's cross over to something new that I made, which is over here on this side. Being that this is an open world game, I really love that the creativity for this is just pretty much endless. You can pretty much just keep creating and there's really no limits. So I think that this fits well into Neo as a way for people to come together and kind of like experience NFTs as more than just images or pictures, like how some people say. So this is like another extension of one of the gallery/homes that I'm gonna make. These are all personally custom designed by me. Nothing is automatically generated. Nothing is, all totally custom by me. As far as my team goes, I have 2 team members right now. One of them is a Unity developer that's helping me with like more of the coding stuff on here. And then I also have a smart contract developer, really smart guy by the name of Rusty. Some of you in the Neo community might know him. So this is basically like the game right now. Let me zoom out here so you can see what I'm talking about. So essentially, everyone is going to be able to buy a plot of land. And that, let me show where I'm at here. Here we go. So pretty much, this is the entire game level. And I'm going to turn off the lighting here so you can see it better. So essentially, this right here, and then this right here. As you can see, it's like two different squares. These are going to be individual plots called area. So I'm going to move on to area and kind of what it is right now. But essentially, you're going to be able to buy an NFT, and then you're going to own one of these pieces of land with all the different design on it, which I'm going to do personally again. So yeah, that's pretty much a little bit about the game. Let me jump into a little bit of the presentation. I actually forgot I had that right here. So let's check it out. So obviously this is the newest update. A little bit about the project itself. It's made with Unity. It's going to have two different build versions. Sorry, let me fix this right here. It's going to have two different build versions. So what that means is that there's going to be a version made for the browser, and there's also going to be one made for the for your computer, so you can actually download it and run it. The one on the computer obviously will have much higher end graphics than the browser-based version, obviously because of limitations. So I think that the one on the PC world will be much more intense and much more you know, just more interesting to check out. And I will actually give you a little sneak peek of that right now. Let's see here. Got so much going on. So let's go back to Unity. And then this will be what I just showed you right now was what they call a URP. So this is kind of like the browser-based version. And then I'm about to show you the, what do you call it? The more high-end version, I guess you could say. So here's like a little preview of it. This is not my scene right here. This is just kind of like some of the assets that I'm taking a look at to try to mess with. So once you hit play right here, obviously you can kind of imagine what it's going to be like when SOMNIUMWAVE kind of like throws its own spin on here. You'll be able to have your own homes where you can come in here and, you know, hang out with your friends, maybe pour up a drink or something. And then this will be like a vast open world. So as you can see, the lighting and everything is like much more realistic. The shadowing on the floor and stuff. I think there's like a little jacuzzi over here. So it's pretty interesting what we can do now, and especially if we connect this to like N3 block. The other community gets together and kind of like jumps in here. So that's a little bit about the game itself. Let's jump back over to the presentation here. So yeah, this can be two different versions. It's kind of like a screenshot of it right here. Let's talk a little bit about area. So area itself is going to be the plots of land, right? Again, this is still kind of like to be determined. We're still figuring things out as we go along. We're not a big team. Again, it's just myself that's doing most of the visual work and also the some of the backend work. But again, I have some help from some really smart devs. So each area is going to contain special attributes. You're also going to be able to rent your area for SOM. So like, let's say someone's going to have like a virtual event or something, they can rent your area from you and they can use it to host whatever they want. At the moment, everything in the game is static. So that means that like you can't move any of the pieces or anything like that, but eventually it will be customizable for real-time interactiveness. So I think it'll be really cool once people can be able to like move their own land around, move their own buildings around. But of course, with time, you know, good things will come. A little bit about well, actually, before I talk about the area contract some more, we already launched the SOM token, which has a supply of 10 billion. More info on that later. If you want like more info on the tokenomics and stuff like that, you could check out the SOMNIUMWAVE docs, which is at docs.somniumwave.com. And then a little bit about the airdrops right here. Essentially, for holding my NFTs, you're going to be able to receive SOM, which then you will be able to stake on Flamingo Finance to receive more SOM. So that's a little bit about the token itself. Again, area right now, we've deployed a testnet contract. So we're still kind of like testing it out and seeing how we're going to actually connect the NFTs to the SOMNIUMWAVE piece of land in the Unity game engine. So got our work cut out for us, but I think it's a really exciting project. I think, you know, with the right support, from the right people, I think this could be really, really cool. And again, it's all about bringing people together and just making a cool experience for everyone. So yeah, Neo integration. Obviously, I would like to have the N3 wallet functionality. We kind of have something started already, but again, we're still trying to figure out how to plug it in with Unity and get that talking to each other. I want to be able to have in-game transactions where you can buy, sell, and trade, send each other some, sell stuff like that. We're also developing a marketplace NFT contract, so we're going to have our own SOMNIUMWAVE marketplace. And then, yeah, again, integration with the Unity game engine is like the key here. A little bit about the assets, like the buildings and stuff. They're all created in Cinema 4D, which I can kind of give you a preview of right here. Whoop, there's a sentient right there. So I build them all right here. Obviously, it's like pretty simple. I keep it of topology pretty clean so it could run smooth. So we build everything in here and then we export it to Unity, which I just showed you right here. So we export it to Unity and then we go ahead and add like all the different pictures and the lighting and all that good stuff, right? So that's how we create the assets. And then with time, I'm actually going to take some trips to some places to record real-time audio of like environments, and then I could go ahead and put that in the game so it feels like more realistic, you know. Again, something about that, some more about the assets that we create. I think I've discussed a little bit about virtual events and live in-game drops. So essentially, when you come to the map here, you'll be able to just you'll be able to roam around, and then all of a sudden you'll get a notification that there's a special item right here in this corner over here or something, and then you'll be able to go to it and then submit a transaction and receive either an NFT or SOM tokens or gas or whatever. So we really want to like make this as like interactive and random and just, you know, fun as possible for everyone. So that's pretty much it about the game. As you can see, I expanded it a bit more, and I'm going to until we break something. But yeah, that's a little bit about the game right there. And I would like to show you guys the video, which I think a lot of you have seen, but I'm just going to play it again in case you haven't. So enjoy. All right, guys. So that was my video right there. I apologize if it was lagging a little, kind of bad. I know maybe it was for you guys, but yeah, that's basically it right there. I wanted to show you one last thing about the future plans. Obviously, we talked a little bit right here. This is actually one of my favorite things that I'm really excited to work on is a system where you can actually dig underground and kind of like a Minecraft type thing. We could dig underground and just kind of play with your own land so that you're not confined to just the top of your land. You can actually go underground and do some crazy stuff in here. Another example right here. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now, guys. Thank you so much for everything. And you know, I look forward to moving some more forward in this project.
Thank you. We have some question from the watching. So firstly, question to SUPERSON Solution. Can you introduce your incentive to Neo community, and can you share about the team experience?
Of course I can. Can we hear each other?
Yes.
Okay then. So first of all, when it comes to incentive for Neo community, except obvious fact that we would like to see Neo as being a host for future of digital economy and allow this pairs between digital ruble, yuan, dollar, franc, euro, any upcoming CBDCs you can potentially imagine. And obviously, the obvious incentive is that create a demand of gas. So I think that's pretty intuitive and pretty obvious, but I'm also pretty sure that this is not this kind of reason what you are looking for. I would rather point out just one, and one which is I'm finding the most important. It is bringing to the Neo brand new quality of the stablecoins, which was never seen before. And we know exactly that the Neo as a platform is struggling for a variety of reasons, a lack of a decent stablecoin. And I know it's not like we are totally blind. I would like to congratulate to everybody who addressed properly this problem and provide decent solutions. Yet I think we still have a time to be a leader and evolve a little bit, bring the stablecoins level up, and give to the end free possibility to exit to the stable coins, buy them, purchase them, and not only even transfer them from place to place, but also then get them back on their associated CBDC account and make sure that they are 100% compliant. So with SUPERSON Solution in place, you can guarantee that every single time you transfer or you transact or interact with platforms like, for example, Flamingo Finance, by one click, you exiting your position, you're coming back to your local fiat, the tax has been automatically paid, you are 100% compliant. This is efficient, cheap, and fast solution. So it matters that Neo community, every single time when you use any kind of current or upcoming device, you can actually click the claim, and with a button, you get your digital yuan, ruble, dollar, and an account and pay with it in a shop. And in the future, because this is all protocol driven, you can actually click with a pay button in a digital ruble, and you don't even have to think about unstaking or claiming. That's all can be done automatically. If this is not incentive, I don't know what is. And actually, I would like to call out in this moment, this Neo-Effisend and Luis. This is a great job. I'm amazed to see how great what you already achieved and seeing this application on place. I really hope that we can cooperate together one day. Maybe I can share some ideas. Maybe you can help me as a head of developers with a creation of exactly this kind of application, or more or less like this kind of application. But that's leading me to the question, like, how actually is this possible that when you saw in your slide that in Mexico cash is a king? There is a reason for that. And I'm pretty sure that there is a legal entity or the constitution which determine what kind of currency you can use. I would love to see that Neo is the medium of exchange in Mexico. Wow, that would be great. Every citizen in banking system thanks to the Neo, that's great. But I'm not so sure what the local authority would be about it. And if they ever create stablecoin, and they will, then definitely they can use our solution to actually use this whatever local currency in the shape of CBDC mirrored on N3. So I'm telling you, if this is not cool, I don't know what is. So Luis, I'm just shouting out for the cooperation. That's also a great job to you. And coming to the second question, what kind of experience do we have? Me and my team as a SUPERSON Solution. Indeed, we have a lot of experience with so-called business intelligence or applying in wild scale big technologies, like for example, semantic. But I think that what is worth to admit here that indeed we don't really have an experience with issuing to production independent applications. So let me just sum it up like that. After so many years of working for many financial institutions, especially for one particular Swiss bank, we've been asking ourselves how efficient we would be, or what if we actually had a chance to build such an underlying technology for our own, or how about we don't doing this for whatever bank or institution, how about this is our institution? And so many we conclude, oh man, we could do it so much better, we could do it so much faster, so much more efficient. And I'm pretty sure that creators of Revolut had actually the very same idea. And this is exactly how I would like to wrap it up. We're very convenient that after so many years, me and my team, we can just do it better. And if you give us a chance, we will actually do it better. That will be it.
Thank you, thank you. And we also have a question to Neo-Effisend. The first question is it DApp link bank with crypto wallets? And the second is Latin American citizens can easily convert between fiat and the Neo-Gas with Effisend. And the third question is how well the people know that they can use Neo or the app?
All right, thank you very much. I'll go one by one then. The first one, which is like, well, it's not really a bank with crypto, because to have a bank, you have to declare yourself a bank first and have all the licenses and everything. This is just a wallet. The regulations here are very clear on what you can transact and what you cannot. But in the backend, the regulation is very lax. Like if we talk about cryptocurrencies, what Latin American countries and, well, let's say the authorities in our country are seeking is that you declare all the money that you win or you are spending, right? They do not care really what is the precedence of that money, if it's of legal procedures, or you obtain it legally. So that is not a problem really in these jurisdictions. And well, yeah, they should be able to convert between fiat and Neo-Gas. There are already several applications of this kind in the market right now. The most famous one is Bitso, which just recently reached unicorn stage, but they do not manage Neo and some other cryptocurrencies. What they have like as a weakness, let's say, is that every transactions that they do in cryptocurrency is ERC20 based. They just have that one, XRP, I think, and regular Bitcoin. So they are very limited in like their developing solutions. So that's the angle that we will attack from that front. And the last question was actually, yeah, the conversion to fiat does not involve banks. We are using a payment processor called Rapid, which is the biggest one in the world. Several companies around the world use it. And every country has like a certain capability inside that SDK, let's call it that, where they can transact several, like, let's say they can just do bank transfer in Singapore, for example, or they can do bank transfer and also credit and debit card transactions in, for example, Mexico. So we are employing that backend and joining that backend with the Neo ecosystem to make it like a more powerful wallet and cash out portion for us. And just cash is king here, but that has to change in a bit. So for people to become unbanked, actually banked, to leave that unbanked status and actually be banked, let's say, without custody or with custody with crypto or with regular banks, they have to have easy to access powerful tools at their disposals, and I think Neo-Effisend covers that fully. That'll be it. Thank you.
Thank you for your response. And for the SOM, we have the question about, can you explain more about the function of the SOM token in the game? And the second question is, can you send the YT link in the chat, the YouTube chat? Thank you.
Yes. So a little bit more about the function of SOM in the game. It's basically going to be used as a currency at first. So you'll be able to transact with people. If you want to send people SOM, as like a tip or something, you can do that. It's obviously going to be used to purchase area. It's going to be used to purchase basically everything in the game for now. We really haven't considered using SOM as anything more than that at this time. Again, we're going to have like the liquidity pool, which is actually going to give SOM value. So yeah, that's basically like the function of SOM at this moment. Again, it's subject to change. We're not a big team. It's mostly just me and a couple guys. So it's still to be determined, but yeah, for now it's mostly just like an in-game currency. Yeah. And then the YouTube link for the video has been posted in the chat already. And then I have a third question that says, are we going to have a test run of the virtual before main launch? So the game itself is actually already live. I guess you can call it like an alpha or like a beta version. It is live, which you can actually check out at SOMNIUMWAVE.com. I just posted the link in the chat. If you'd like to join, I'll actually join in there myself right now and kind of show anyone that wants to check it out. I could give you guys a virtual tour right now. There's chat functionality in there, which I'm sure you'll figure out. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you. So do you have any contacts you want to sharing?
Contacts for, I'm sorry?
Contacts for anything you want to pass to sharing.
Contacts for, like as far, pretty much just like my website. The website is going to be the main hub, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you all for your sharing. And if we don't have any other questions, that is for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's change the world together.
Let's do it.
Thank you.